Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to learn how to use the through curve mesh. So let's start. Here is the command of through curve mesh, and as per the definition, it is going to create a body through a mesh of sections in one direction and guides in another direction where the shape fits through the mesh of curve. So in simple words, it is the advanced version of through curves, but it requires guide. So I'm just going to click on through curve mesh. Now let me just tell you about the basic needs of the through curve mesh. You need two primary curves in this and two cross curves in this. And this is the minimum condition. That means you can choose more than two curves in primary curves and more than two curves in cross curves. But the limitation of this command is this: it requires at least four curves, two in primary and two in cross curves. So this is the limitation of this through curve mesh command. And then we will discover about the continuity. So let's start with this tutorial. The very first one is regarding the primary curve, and this is the first example. So here I'm going to choose single curve. This is the first curve. This is the second curve. Now I have pressed MB3 before selecting this so that there would be the storage of primary curve 1 in the primary curve list. And now the primary curve 2 has been stored in this. So to confirm this, just press MB3 and then jump to the next curve, which is this one. Now press MB3. And in this case, we can also select the point. So I'm going to select the point. Just activate them. And I'm going to select this one. Now you can see we have four primary curves here. This is the first one, this is the second one, this is the third one, and this is the fourth one. And while selecting all the curves, make sure that all the direction vectors are lying in the same direction. This practice should be avoided. Like this, you can see I have just reversed the direction, so it will create the intersection. So to correct it, just have the double click on the arrow and it will correct the direction. So the key point is that all the direction vectors should be on the same side. Then we have the cross curves here. Now the cross curves are basically the guides, and I have already drawn the guides. So I'm just going to select them like this and make sure that each guide should get intersect with the primary curves. Otherwise, it will throw an error. So this is how the surface generation will take place. Whatever the area or whatever the region is going to be get bounded by those curves which have been stored into the through curve mesh, that area is going to be get reflected in the terms of surface. Okay. So I'm going to select this one also. This is the first one, this is the second one, and this is the third one. Now just click on OK. Now in this way, we can use the through curve mesh. And if you want to edit this, just right click on the through curve mesh and then go to the edit with rollback. And here I'm just going to delete the primary curve tool. So just delete it. Now click on OK. In this way, we can use the through curve mesh for primary curves and for secondary curves. I hope the basics of through curve mesh is clear to you, that how we are going to use the primary curves and how we are going to use the secondary curves. The next example is regarding the continuity. So I'm just going to hide this. Now just go to the example 2, press home. This is the example 2. So I'm just going to hide all the curves here. To hide the curves, just press Ctrl+W, and here I'm just going to hide the sketches as well as the curves. Now just close this. Now this is the empty area here. So I'm just going to create a surface here using the through curve mesh command, and along with that I will also use the continuity. So just go to the through curve mesh, and this is my primary curve first. This is the second primary curve, and I'm just going to reverse the direction because all the directional vectors should be in the same direction along with at the same orientations. Now I'm just going to have the cross curve, which is this one and this one. Now you can see a surface has been generated, but the surface is currently at G0 position. That means linear to the curves we have selected. Now I'm just going to give them the tangency to each of the curve. Now we have first primary. Now if someone gets confused that what is the first primary here, So the primary curve 1 is the first primary here. This is the primary curve first. So I'm just going to select this face, and then we are going to select for the last primary. What is the last primary? Last primary is this one. So I'm just going to select this one. Now we are going to talk about the cross curve. So this is the cross curve 1, this one. So I'm just going to select this one as the cross curve, first cross for the selection of face in the case of tangency. Now I'm just going to select this one. So in this way, we can create this surface, and this surface is tangent about all the 4 faces. So I'm just going to color this. To color this, just press Ctrl plus J. And I'm going to color this to something brown. Now you can see the brown surface is tangent to cyan, yellow, pink, and green face. So in this way, you can also create the surfaces which needs to be get accommodated between the different types of surfaces using the continuity, so that it could maintain the continuity with all the other surfaces. And if you want it to be more curvature type, so you can use the curvature in the continuity. Now let's move forward to the next example, which is the example 3. So I'm just going to hide this. Now let's get to the example 3. So I'm just going to hide all the datums here. So to hide the all datums, again Control plus W, and here I'm just going to hide all datums. Now, as I have said earlier, that you can give more than 2 curves in the primary curves and in the cross curve also. So it is all up to you that how many curves you want to use while creating surface using the through curve mesh. However, you need at least 4 curves, 2 in primary and 2 in cross curves. So let's get back to the presentation, and here apply to all as G0. Continuity is only going to be get applied if you have some reference surfaces, because you have to give some relation, and for relation you must have something in the graphics window. If you do not have anything in the graphics window, so it is unable for the user to give any kind of relation in the graphics window. So make sure if you have any surface in the graphics window and you are going to create our surface using the through curve mesh, so for that you must have a surface. Along with that, you are going to give the relation, like you can give the continuity of curvature or tangent. It is all up to you that what kind of continuity you need to give to the through curve mesh. But the requirement is that for relation, there must be a surface in the graphics window. Otherwise, the user cannot give the relation, because for relation, the surface must be there in the graphics window. Now, I'm just going to create a simple surface here using the multiple curves in the primary curves. So here I'm just going to select the tangent curves and going to select this. This is the first curve. This is the second curve. This is third curve. This is going to be third curve. This is going to be fourth curve. This is fifth curve. And at last we have sixth curve. Now we have in total 6 number of curves in the primary curves. Now let's come to the cross curves, and in cross curve I'm going to select as a single curve, and I'm just going to select this one. This is the first cross curve. Now you can see here this value has been stored. Now I'm just going to select the curve 2. Now you can see the surface formation is taking place. And at last, I'm just going to select the cross curve 3. So in this way, we can use the through curve mesh for the generation of surface for the primary and secondary curve. So that is all regarding the through curve mesh. We have generated surface using the multiple curves. Along with that, we have also learned about the continuity. So that is all. If you have learned something new from this video, please do hit a like, share this video, and don't forget to subscribe our channel. Thank you so much.